Hey, what is up and good morning everybody. Thank you for clicking on the video. My name is David Pendleton and today we're going to be covering the qualifying round rookie division of the Game Set Match tournament. So this course is going to play with some really big scores. You have to think that on rookie, as of right now, taking a first look at it, minus 14 is probably going to be the normal score for anybody sitting there in tier 2 or tier 3 rookie for sure, because hole number 2 and hole number 8 are pretty much easy eagles where you can drive to the green or very close to the green and pick yourself up very easy eagles, and that doesn't take any type of special ball, doesn't even take a berserker. We can do that with just some normal balls, which you're going to see here. Hey, please become a subscriber if you're not one. That would mean the world to me. And secondly, if you like my video, please take a moment there to just hit the thumbs up button and like it. All right, here we go. So we are going to be playing hole number 1. Hole number 1, we're going to be trying this one 25% at mid. And the reason that I say that is because this shot right here is played 10% elevation at mid, and we're really not even close on this one. You can see I've got the ball guideline going through the hole because of the headwind. But we take a look at the pool here, 2.4 miles an hour. And like I said, I played this one right around 10% at mid. So, pretty much 1-to-1, 2.4 rings, maybe 2.5 on my pool here. But regardless, we really need to bump up the elevation because you're going to see that this shot is not even close to going in, but the speed is okay. We need to reduce a little bit on the spin to get that ball to come in a little bit slower. But overall, that will give you something to work with on hole number 1. Not really counting on that one as the hole-in-one, as we got a lot of better opportunities on this course, as you saw with the scorecard. Hole number 2, this one is the must eagle, though. You have got to pick this one up if you want to win the tournament or even think about competing. Here, because of the headwind, we are going to use a kingmaker. We're not going to pull any elevation. All we're looking for is this. We're looking for our ball guideline to be developed, okay? That's what I look for. Developed and just onto the green like that. Once I find that spot, then I just shoot. And here I'm using half a ball of overpower, as you can see right there. Half a ball of OP, we get a perfect ball. And again, we hit the fairway, we clip the rough just like we want to, and then we get a very nice roll here right to pin. Not trying to do anything too cute with it to try to maybe pick up a hole-in-one. I'm just taking this one as the eagle and then moving on to hole number 3. Hole number 3 typically gives us a good chance for an albatross. Here, we're going to go with the quarterback, and we're going to go with the kingmaker. We're going to go full top with full right. And you'll see why we go with the kingmaker here on shot number 2. We're putting our blue ring on the rough. In this tournament, because of the trees, you're going to have to get used to pushing your rings instead of pulling. This is going to happen on a few holes. This is one of them. And here we're going to take a normal shot. We're not using any overpower. We're not using any curl. And you're going to see ultimately we come down very nicely, leaving us for shot number 2. Now, shot number 2 here is we're already at maximum distance of our club. That's why we like to use the kingmaker here, just because this one's kind of a longer par 5. But we're playing this one significantly downhill, minus 20% at max. So again, minus 20% at max. You'll take a note of the spin adjustments here as we get moving along. Okay, we're not going with any side spin. And note we went with about half a bar of backspin. No side, half a bar of back, and we are at absolute maximum distance of our club. And I do pull this one minus 20%. So here in 1.9 mile per hour, you're going to see a very low ring pull here. You're going to see this about 1.6, maybe 1.7. I forget what it was. But that's very low, especially when you're talking about being at max distance of your sniper. Now take note, I hit a slight great right. Okay, slight great right, but I got very lucky as we got the ball to drop into the hole. So think about that one. Think about that one through, and you'll You'll be very close, at least on hole number 3. Gives you a good starting point. If you are a true or a rookie player and you don't have a developed sniper, you're probably going to have to bring a big dog to this hole. So just keep that in mind, all right? And now we go to hole number 4. Hole number 4, we do pick up the eagle here. And we're going to go with a Titan ball because of the tailwind. We don't want to reduce the wind, but we do like the power 3 here. I'm going to go full top, as you see here, with full left. There I'm putting my yellow ring right on the sand line. And then I make my pull, and then I push back up to max. We want as many yards as we can on this drive. Here I'm gambling. I'm going full OP, and you'll notice here a ton of left curl. Now for me, when it comes to the left curl, notice that the right edge of my ball, okay, so the right edge of my ball is touching the yellow adjustment ring line, okay, the inner part of it. So that's my curl. Perfect ball. And this thing just gets slammed up the fairway. Leaving us here for shot number 2. Now, shot number 2, I played it 10% at minimum. You need to check your own club distance because if you hit a great shot or you don't get as many yards as I did, you are going to be like maybe at medium range or max. So just make sure that you look at your own club length. But for here, I'm playing minimum distance. And the hardest thing to gauge here is the backspin because this green is very, very glitchy when it comes to the ball guideline. If you go too much backspin, you could easily stop short. So here, take note. I'm using about 5.5 bars of backspin, and I'm offsetting to the right-hand side of the cup just like that. The reason that we do that on this hole is because the green has a pretty good slope from right to left. So we're hoping that when our ball touches down on the green right there, that we just roll into the cup. Like that's really what we're looking for to happen on this hole. We get the perfect ball, and we just catch the right edge of the cup. So maybe a little bit too strong on my offset, but it did go in the hole. But again, if I was doing this hole over, I would move my ball guideline a little bit over to the left. Not too much, still offset it, but just a little bit over to the left to get it more dead center. Okay, I'm going to show you 2 different ways you can play this hole. And I don't really like either of them, but it is the best way to pick up the eagle. Here, because of the headwind, and because I'm playing up a little bit higher on the fairway, I'm going to go with a berserker. Now, you don't have to do this. I'm going to show you another way to play. But if we do this, then it does give us a good look at the pin, okay? This is 10% at max. Again, if you execute the drive, which is not a hard drive, you can see here I'm not even using overpower. Just hit a perfect ball. And you'll see here plenty of fairway to work with as, you know, I land on the bottom part of the fairway, so I could even use a little bit more. I could even use a little bit of OP. We clip the rough and we roll out very nicely onto the fairway. Leaves us here for a weird shot on shot number 2. I can never seem to get this one right, again, because of another weird, glitchy ball guideline here. I mean, I've albatrossed it before in tournaments, but, you know, it's nothing real consistent. You're going to see here 3 bars of backspin, and as you start to move your ball guideline around and you catch that slope on the fairway, you start to get a different ball guideline. So I'm trying to play it a little bit further back with 2 bars of backspin aiming at the hole. And here I make my pull at max, 10%. You know, I know the shot's downhill for sure. I was just going off, you know, notes in the past. As you can see, it was over pulled, so we need to take some elevation off. But we really caught, you know, a weird part of the fairway, and we did get that pretty big roll past the hole. Now, here you can go with a big topper too. Now, the big topper is going to be played with the Titan. That's just fine. All we're looking to do is go with 2 bars of right side spin. And for me here, I'm going with as much top spin as I can combined with those 2 bars, favoring the right side spin first. All I want to do is make sure that my second bounce up there, this one right here, is in the rough, and it's going to roll out onto the fairway. That's all we're looking for. So in the rough, rolling out to the fairway, and I'm kind of playing over the right-hand side of the fairway as well. 10% at max, perfect shot. Okay, that's pretty easy again. And that's going to leave us for shot number 2 here, in which we always play significantly downhill, minus 40% at minimum distance. Now, take a look here at the back of the green. It has a pretty big slope from right to left. So if you can get up here, normally with a max backspin shot, you can get yourself a nice little ball guideline pointing down to the hole. But what's happening here is I keep hitting these trees on the left-hand side, so it's getting rid of my ball guideline. And of course, you don't want to accidentally clip the tree and then ruin your eagle. So time is running out. So I'm just going to go straight at the pin like this. Again, you know, you're going to look here, the shot clock's already down to 8. So I have to really go fast. I did play at minus 40% though. But here you can see I've got 1 second to shoot. So hit a bad great, but there the speed is better. It's better than the other way. So that's 2 different ways to play hole number 6. You pick which one you like best, and best of luck on that one. Hole number 7, I played at 15% at mid. This one's really not that close either. But you'll see here, just having a hard time finding like a good consistent roll on this hole. 4 back, 2 left. Ball guideline kind of aiming right of the cup, like that. Again, hoping that the slope brings me down towards the hole. That gives you a good look of where I'm aiming so that you can make your little tweaks here. I pulled it 15% at mid. Unfortunately, another great ball here to the left. But even with a great ball to the left, we still miss way to the right-hand side. So that one needs a lot of work. But, you know, I'll leave it up to you to do the work, and maybe you guys will find a really consistent shot that you like and send it to me, and we'll tweak them from there. All right. Hole number 7. It's weird going back-to-back par 3s. I like this one with the katana better. Now, you could definitely play it with the Quasar, but the P2 I like on this hole because it allows me to set up further back. You'll notice here, I put my blue ring on the rough, 10% of max. This is where I go first, and then I start to mess with my spin. So 3 bars of side spin to the right, we always do that. And you'll notice here I've got about 1.2, 1.3 top spin on. Now I move my target down because I want the ball guideline as high as I can on the green. So you see here, when I zoom in, we would like our ball guideline to even be pointing even higher if we could. Or we use a little bit of overpower. So for me here, that's what I decided to do. You can see I'm barely using overpower. It's just a tiny smidge of OP. I could have used a little bit more, and a little bit more would have been better. But you can't go crazy with the overpower because what will happen is you'll clip the rough at the top there. You'll typically still be okay, but we needed some more OP to get that ball to come in higher. But ultimately, you know, we're really close, and we're always really close on this hole. Sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we mess with the pull angle, sometimes we don't. But I think a little bit more OP there, and you might be able to get that on the drop. Still tough. Hole number 8, you got to eagle this one as well in order to compete. I'll show you 2 different ways you can play it. Both of them going to be with the big topper here. Big topper marlin. To me, I like this approach the best. I like my yellow ring right around the rough line there with the second bounce on that part of the rough. You know, the reason I like that is because it's a lot of rough to work with. It's over the sand. You're always over the sand. But there's a good patch of rough to work with here. I make my pull. This is 10% at max. Normal shot, no OP. We hit a perfect ball. We get 1 good bounce. We clip the rough, and we roll out towards the pin. Pretty easy, leaving us for shot number 2. I don't know why shot number 2 is not there. Oh well. It should be here somewhere. Maybe. So here's another way to look at it that you can do. I don't like this one as much. I just feel like it takes more precision, and I think it's a better way to try to get onto the green. But here you can play through a big topper further back, You can do the second bounce on the fairway, and then the third bounce there, trying to get it to the fairway as well. Kind of like that, okay? So we go from fairway to fairway, just like that. That's a good angle at it. I always try to zoom in when I play so that you can kind of see these ball guidelines, but that's a good way to look at it right there. Perfect ball. But again, this one does exactly what we want. Plenty of room to work with. And we roll kind of in the same area. They're both chip-in wedge shots. I played both of them 20% at mid. You can see here, just full top with our wedge. Ball guideline to the hole. Very, very small ring pull here. You know, about like 1.5 or something. And then this ball goes in. Dead center for the easy eagle. All right. Oh, here's the other one I was looking for. So same thing. 2 different accounts, but playing them both 20% at mid. That one's in the cup there for an eagle as well. All right. That's going to take us on the hole number 9. Hole number 9 is the last one. Please subscribe if you're not one. Please, please, please do it. Also, take a moment there to hit the thumbs up button if you find the video helpful. That would be really cool too. All right, this is it. Full top, full right. We played this one 20% at mid. And the thing with the drive here is, again, you're going to have to push your rings. These trees are pretty annoying. It could trip some players up, so just be careful whenever you get to it. Here, we're not going to use any overpower, but we're using a little bit more than half a ball of curl. We hit a perfect ball, and we get a nice roll up the fairway, leaving Easton for shot number 2. Shot number 2, I do pick up the albatross on it with a perfect ball. Thing about this one, though, it's very, very, very difficult to gauge. You don't get a good ball guideline. You got a whole lot of green to work with here. You just kind of have to guess at what's going on. Luckily, I guessed right. I wish I could guess right in the finals. I keep putting up these massive scores in qualifying, and then, you know, things come back down to reality in the later rounds, it seems like, for me lately. But as you can see here, my spin adjustment, pretty easy. I'm going with a little bit more than one right, a little bit more than one top. You can call it 1.1 on each. And from here, just in case I get lucky, I zoom in. You can see exactly at what green square I'm aiming on. And then we just do it. We just make our pull. I pulled it 1 for 1. Perfect ball. And we end up getting this thing to drop. All right, everybody. I will see you for pro a little bit later. I got to get ready for work, so pro will come out later than normal. Please let me know how you do in the comments, and thank you for watching.